Hello and welcome back to another episode of Black and Blue Garage Season 2, where we're working on the Three Amigos project, the 1994 Isuzu Amigo. So over the weekend I worked with Bob from Party Shop Shenanigans and Caleb from Project XJ to get this thing running, and that took actually quite a bit of work. But between the three of us, we ended up getting it all done. We still have lots to do on this machine so we can get it running well. So please, without further ado, enjoy this video. Let me know in the comments what you think. But I'm pretty sure someone on my Facebook group for Amigos might actually want this piece.
Yeah.
So I'll take this off and then I'll start working back here.
Work your magic. Do whatever brings you happiness.
Okay, sounds good. Here's that brand new fuel pump that we got for this thing. I pulled this out of the Trooper that I bought, and it was completely dry. Like, that's how new this is. They were trying to get the Trooper running, and they never even put fuel in it, which is crazy. This is a fuel tank that I robbed off the Trooper, and I put some tape over it. That way it's clean. Check this out. So the original, or the last owner anyway, I guess needed to change the fuel pump in the top of the fuel tank. Can't talk. They made this cool flap out of license plates, which is kind of ingenious when you think about it. But what it did was give us a hole in the bed, which normally wouldn't be good, but since we want to mount the fuel tank a little higher anyway, why not just make this hole wider and then use that to mount the tank, kind of like BleepinJeep did with the jalopy. So taking some inspiration from some other YouTubers, some bigger YouTubers. I think that's what we're planning on doing today, or what I'm planning on doing today. Yeah, no kidding.
Oh, I got a few of them, different sizes.
I should have kept mine.
When you're working at someone else's shop and you're using their tools, it's important to find out what rules it is as a courtesy. So, Bob, if we use tools, do you want us to put them on in a spot when we're done, or back in the drawers? Because personally, I don't like things put back in the drawers, so that I can put them away myself.
If you will look, the outlines are no longer drawn on the drawer behind here. Mm-hmm. So honestly, for me, I just like to wipe them off first and put them in. So if y'all put them back in, just wipe them off, because the bummer is like when you go out to check the oil, do something really quick on a Sunday morning, and you come in the house looking like you just rebuilt a Cummins 12 valve. That's a bummer.
A jag. We'll have to use this little lid of license plates for something. That's pretty ingenious.
Bad jokes.
So really quick though, I know you might end up with this Amigo. May I please take the fin off the top?
No, that's a perfect spot for the horn that we're gonna have.
Okay.
Don't do it.
Why, you got it sold?
No, I'll leave it on. It's just ugly.
Oh, come on. Thomas doesn't like the fin. That's aerodynamic. That's going to hold us down when we're screaming up the rocks, man.
It's so ugly.
But it's got the third brake light. How will anybody know we're stopping?
Yeah. Okay, so maybe Briley Taylor at 6 feet under is going to build his big Wagoneer, and it's going to be so tall that he won't see our tail lights.
It could happen. and if we have that third light working up there, it could be what saves us from getting run over by Briley.
Yeah.
It could happen.
That thing is going to be a beast, by the way. Briley, if you're watching this, I'm kind of jealous. I've always wanted to build an older Jeep, like a J10.
Yeah. That's going to be a killer machine. But is it going to be as killer as this beast with its 91-inch wheelbase? I don't know. Where do you think we'll land with the wheelbase when we're done?
I'm hoping 100.
I got a pile here. I need to make a pile out of the stuff under here. Like quite a bit. Here. Just like that. Now that's off.
I'm at a loss what to do right now.
That looks better with that off of there. Looks more like a race car.
See, now that fin makes sense.
It does.
It's much more aerodynamic.
And if we make a cage that is a roof rack, it would make it disappear anyway.
It would.
Got me a skid plate for the tank, but if we mount the tank high enough, I don't think we're gonna need it. But it would be cool if this turns into like part of the system that holds the tank. Check this fuel tank out here. They've siliconed this up, which is a bad move. And I'm thinking that we're not even going to worry about taking that out. But what I wanted to see was the gap. This thing has a 4-inch or 4.5-inch body lift. And I always tell my friends at work, if I win the Mega Millions, I'm going to hire you guys. You have to do whatever I say. We're going to build some dumb stuff. If you're looking to get rid of a bunch of rivets because you've installed them wrong or someone else has installed them and you hate it, you got to do is take a little 1/8-inch drill bit and pop the tops of each one off, just like Bob was saying. And you can punch the rivets through. You know, the nice thing about splitting up and doing different projects as well is that people are going to have to watch different channels in order to see everything that's being done. Exactly. This has all just been a master plan to get you guys to watch my videos.
You do YouTube, Tom?
Okay, so to answer the question, this is a 1 foot, 12-inch difference from where the tank is now to where we want to put it. Between there's 21 inches of space. 20.5 inches. That means that this fuel tank is 20.5 inches will fit perfectly. The other thing is, how are we going to fill this once that's done? Because fuel tank and the fill hose might be too parallel. We might have to put the filler like somewhere like right here. And just have to like reach over and fill it like a race car. So what else is happening today? I'm sporting a mustache. Bob is currently looking for some masking tape. Because I need masking tape to label the stuff.
I can't find anything. I will eventually.
He's also got this sweet battery tender, charging up this battery so we can crank the engine over and over later if it's not going to start. Got Caleb down here. He's stuck in the hole.
Hello.
He's making a career out of pulling that exhaust.
Trying to get exhaust off to see if the exhaust pieces that I brought will fit on this engine. I might need to borrow this shop vac here in a little bit and make a bunch of noise, so I not drop a bunch of metal rivet heads and stuff all over the ground. Bob, I took a picture of what I'm taking apart, so if you don't... You got it! Woo!
Success is yours!
So we're doing a bunch of stuff, so stuff's getting done.
People get mad unless you wear eye protection.
Okay, so hanging right there.
I'll get mad if you don't wear eye protection.
Do the thing here.
Time to take this fuel tank out. So I need it out of the way.
Translated into Filipino.
Oh yeah, even that. Okay, I know. Yeah.
So yeah, I have things memorized. Like, you know, you just say it.
I used to, but although if it was put to me, it would be better.
Then of course, the hole that we want to cut is about 21 inches long. So that's about right. There's about the tank right in this hole. Just make it the right shape. We got all these fuel lines right here to reconnect, which is pretty easy because it's all just bulk fuel hose. We just go buy a couple feet of each size, return, and pressure. We get rid of the emissions hoses since this isn't going to be driven on the street, Okay,
So
so I was about to measure this all out with a tape measure to the tank and this pan, but you actually had a really good idea.
Well, let's make it simple. Since this skid plate is symmetrical,
Yeah.
okay, it's symmetrical. We'll cut these ears off. They're gone. They do us no good, right? And then we'll flip this over so that this surface is flat down here. We can align exactly where we want it.
Just trace this.
And just trace right around the outer edge. We'll cut to the inside so that this lip sits down over what we're working. And we've got what, 21 inches outside to outside, and we've got exactly 21 inches from this back brace to this front brace.
Yeah,
That'd be money, dude. And that way this belly sits right down in there.
I like that a lot.
For our gas tank.
That's really smart.
We've raised the gas tank up, what, 8 inches of additional ground clearance. But then we've got armor
Yeah.
for the gas tank.
If anything does get kicked up,
Yeah.
it'll be good. Okay.
I think that's money. We
I'll go
cut
with
them
that
tabs
there.
off, flop that over, lay it down there, and I think we're going to be cooking with gas.
That's really smart. And welded on as good as, at least a little better than it was before.
Yeah.
That's the plan.
That's why Bob's gonna weld it.
No,
Yeah.
this is your project, cowboy.
I need a clamp though. Do you have
I'll
a clamp?
set you up. Clamps?
All right, so I think he's done with the grinder. I'm gonna chop these off like Bob was telling me, and just use this as a template. I don't know why I don't think of this stuff. Maybe because I like to make everything really hard on myself.
Just needed a little tap. Little tap, tap, taparoo.
Just needed a joke. Reminds me of a joke when there's a guy couldn't start the lawnmower, and then the kid goes over, starts at one pole, and he's like, "Just needed." Then the dad tells the kid, "Just needed a big jerk." I like this one. This is nice. You sure you don't want hearing protections?
Huh?
You guys don't want no hearing
I've got.
protections?
Huh? What?
Huh?
What?
Huh?
I can't hear you.
What?
What's that you're saying?
If you want to do a slow-mo for me with my GoPro,
Tell me what to do.
slow-mo GoPro. Hey Bob, I got another brain test for you.
Uh-oh. We're all in trouble.
No. No trouble at all. But I have an idea. Instead of mounting this right in the middle, if we have exhaust come out this side, well, actually, no, or would it be better in the middle so that you have room to mount shocks?
I'd stay in the
Taller
middle so we
shocks.
don't have anything, in case we have any uniform issues.
Yeah. I was just thinking if we have exhaust on this side,
Well, remember,
this is going to be super tall.
this is going to be up so much further above the exhaust than it was to start with
Yeah.
that we're going to be running way clear of it.
Okay.
Even if we bring it up tight to the body.
So if I put it in the middle, it's going to be something like
And
that.
that's if we run the exhaust all the way to the back. We may not run it all the way to the
Yeah.
back.
Just dump it
We
down
may dump it right out of the muffler.
on the side. Yeah. So no, this will work.
Does that feel right?
Yeah, I just got to make sure that this is the front.
No.
No,
This is the front.
That's the front.
Good catch.
Yeah.
You want the air hose blow this out so your marks will all be clean and nice?
Yeah. Thank you. Trace this.
And then just offset it by the.
1/2 inch.
You're gonna just stay a 1/8 of an inch inside of that, or
1/2 inch.
1/2 inch because it was 3/8.
1/2 inch? There you go.
It was 3/8 difference.
Grind a little out if need to, and
Yeah.
wedge that bad boy in. I've got a big hammer.
Yeah, if it's a glove fit, that's even better.
Absolutely.
You know.
We can always take a pair of pliers and
I'll
bend
jump up and down
the
inside.
the end. That way it's not a sharp
Yeah.
edge.
What'll be interesting is to see how. Okay, so you're cutting in this is cutting into the middle of this brace.
No, not necessarily.
Well, I'm looking at the line.
Because we're cutting
You're gonna stay a 1/2 inch.
a 1/2 inch in. I'll just go up to
Cut
this.
right at the brace.
I'm gonna take a sawzall and go to this line, and then I'll cut this out.
Uh-huh.
And then if we need more, then we need more. or we just pound it in.
So I do have a Sawzall.
Do you see the zip ties on there? I'm just, thinking that brace is zip tied on there.
Yeah, I was holding up this fuel.
Yeah, no, I
fuel
figured
wire.
that it would be funnier.
It would be funnier if I holding that up, yeah.
So we're gonna be able to keep this brace. There's a brace. There's a bed brace right here, but right behind it is a giant pillar to support the tailgate. So I'm just cutting this body brace.
Yep. Well, and if as heavy as that piece is you're putting in, if we felt it was important, we could always stitch it together, and it's going to create any.
Yeah.
I know. Where are we going to put our license plate trapdoor? OMG.
You can decorate the trash can with it. So it almost fits perfect, but I gotta trim some right here. But now that we have a big hole, I can stand in it. Why don't we put the rear seat right here?
You could make peanut butter jelly sandwiches right there.
You can put the fuel tank here and a table on top of it. I can make tacos for you guys and sit right over the
Hey, now we're talking.
Yeah.
I like it.
But this is about where I would need to sit though for
not
the
die?
cage to not run into my head. Stand in that. So if you're not familiar with BleepinJeep's jalopy that he built for the 2025 Matt's Off-Road games, they did a similar thing to this fuel tank on their jalopy, and he says that he has a working patent for that, so I hope we're not in violation of any legal legislations. I need to find out if the door's gonna shut. I think we're good. Oh yeah.
Well, this is my contribution for today.
This is your work of art.
That is
It's going to be awesome.
exhaust
Exactly.
parts from 2 different vehicles.
Are you tired?
Tired?
Exhausted after that
Oh,
work?
exhausted. Ah, man, you got me.
Here's the deal for all the competition. You must all crawl under this and inspect Kalen's welds.
We don't want anyone to feel bad about their own build. Like, oh man, I quit. Truly, that is a huge milestone.
Which one?
Getting the exhaust welded.
Well, the exhaust welded, the tank is cut and relocated. We need to fasten it down.
The tank, I was worried it wouldn't
We've got
fit between it. It's perfect. Hello. Just had some pizza from Papa Murphy's, which I might have had once. They make a pizza, luxury designer pizza. I'm gonna give it to you. You cook it yourself. So Bob made us some pizza in an oven. It's really good. Now it's time to get back to work. Bob's gonna run to the store, I think, to grab some parts that we need to get the fuel system put together. I am drilling these holes out so I can mount this right to the floor with some 3/8 bolts in 4 spots. I'm gonna drill these holes out a little bit.
A decently sharp blade.
Best thing about it is we haven't bought any hardware because Bob had a box of bolts. Always keep your bolts.
I think we should cut this thing off.
Always keep your bolts.
It'd be good to find out where the best fit is so it's not going to rub up on something, huh? Because we're thinking maybe we can pop something off like this, be able to bolt it right up where the cat went.
As long as it's above where we think a
and-
skid plate's gonna be.
Yeah, it's up above the frame, or up.
Lots of room. It's got a 5-inch body lift.
Well, yeah, I know. Does have that.
Normally, I would be talking crap
In-
about a body lift.
But in this case, it's kind of a blessing.
Yeah. Trying to see that tube right there. Getting this muffler put on. Just trying to figure out the last few things. Then we can start this sucker.
Go purr like a kitten.
You should prime the fuel pump again and see if it lost any
Oh.
pressure. I don't see any drips anywhere, but
Is there a way, do we have like a place to put a fuel gauge on it?
because this would get you.
Oh, wow.
I mean, just to use what we have. I don't know.
Yeah, you got some strippers and stuff?
I have connectors and things if you wish.
Okay. Yeah, I just need a couple butt connectors and some way to ground it.
Bingo.
Ah, yeah, buddy. Woo! Yeah, buddy. This sure is leaking out of there pretty good.
Yeah. I was looking for a rag.
Well,
Let's wrap that. Even if we use the silicone tape or something, let's wrap that up and build it up because that fuel line is so hard to get it to compress.
the bottom one is not leaking, was it?
No. You have to get it all the way on there.
Well, I learned something today. Your fuel hose doesn't fit on your little nubbin. You wrap electrical tape around the nubbin.
Well,
and then when you put the hose over
Try.
it,
Did
tighten
you
it
really
up.
give it the beans?
Well, I didn't want to break the. I did, but then I've also pulled clamps apart before doing that.
See if it leaks again. You want me to turn the key? See if it leaks?
Yeah.
You look like you fixed it.
That'd be $49.95.
Well, let's get all the cameras set up. We're gonna see if it's gonna start. We redid the fuel system. Tank is modified. Fuel pump, new fuel pump is put in. Temporarily wired in. Got new fuel lines. Fuel lines have been blown out. Did compression. Did spark plug or gaps to the spark plugs.
That's right.
You guys check. I heard you guys checking the firing order.
Yep.
And you guys built an exhaust, well, pretty much built the whole exhaust system for it. It just needs finished.
That's right.
So
Just needs a little hanger.
I never got to the seats. I spent the whole day on the fuel tank.
And a fine job you did.
I'm glad that we got it done though.
Yes.
So there's that. I'm recording.
I went to YouTube.
1, 2, 1, 1, 2. Okay. You're seeing this live, folks. Even if you're seeing it recorded later, it's recorded live. Let's see what happens.
Hey, wave me out if it's gonna blow up.
Okay.
Come on, baby. Coming up to pressure.
Let me check if there's a leak.
It's still.
Hey, that was running.
Yeah, that pump.
Yeah, I think there's some air. I think we gotta work out the air through the injectors. The fuel pump is still running like the whole time. It's leaking exhaust everywhere.
But we can mop up the exhaust.
All right.
Okay.
Fair amount of gunk in here.
You got any leaks anywhere?
I'm not seeing anything, so I'm running. I'm 12.3 right now. Let's start it, and I'll see if it's going to be charging at all. Pop right up to 13.5. So.
The exhaust manifold. I can see fire.
You see fire? That sounds like a little bit of a timing issue there.
Okay, so
But we pop right up to 13.8, so
Let's
it's
do a little-
time to charge.
So it ran. That is goal met. And you'll see it in 3 weeks when I upload this video. And just see it.
That's right.
Just see it.
And all I can say is,
It runs.
gentlemen, thumbs up
Yeah.
all around.
Good job.
Okay,
Yeah.
we'll be back. Same bat time, same bat channel.
Thanks to everybody who was watching.
Now I finally knew how to shut this off.
She's a runner. Maybe it's flooded.
We have a book. I learned how to read last week,
If you're
just for this event.
Yeah. And if you learn how to read, if you take the dipstick out later and it smells like fuel, you'll know for
Then
sure.
we know that we're washing those cylinders down, and that's not good. But it's run, it's cycled that oil pump. We know that we're flowing things through. It's not rattling and banging.
Let's put spark plugs and injectors on the list anyway. In my mind, I was budgeting like 150, 200 bucks to get the engine running, and
Okay.
we've spent 12 bucks.
Right. Right.
Well, plus whatever you spent on that fuel line today.
Right.
So,
I think we even put synthetic oil in it. You know.
No.
Oh, just
No. It was O'Reilly special.
that's it.
All right. Robert, thanks for watching.
Nice. I was going to call you today, but I'll talk to you later.
We were preoccupied.
Yeah, this is just as good. This is kind of like a phone call. This is what we're going to do anyway.
That's right.
All right, so that's all we have for this week. I hope you enjoyed the longer version of this video. As always, God bless. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Watch Bob Party Shop Shenanigans.
And watch.
Next day. Watch Black and Blue Garage with me, Thomas. We're going to be putting videos up probably next weekend.
We're going to have so much information, nobody can keep
Yeah.
up.
It's going to be awesome.